Hello, my absolutely beautiful astrology soulmates, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for the week of April 8th, where we are absolutely in the eclipse energy. We're in the eclipse vibration. We have been for a while, but the official eclipse is happening in Aries here on Monday, so the energy is pretty potent. And remember that this is an eclipse that is more about healing and bringing the courage to change than, stop, freeze, panic, freak out, do nothing with your life. So, I want to offer that to you right here at the beginning of the video, that whatever is coming, especially under the energy that unfolds in this next 6 months in this Aries energy of your chart, that this is a chance for healing. So it's also, something I have to remember all the time is that when events are happening, I can look at them as they are happening to me or they're happening for me. I can participate or I can be drugged through them. And that's something that I think we have the opportunity to really consider as we're traveling through the rest of this week and as we are traveling through this eclipse energy. So if we haven't met before, I am Stormie Grace. I'm a practicing professional astrologer and I do evolutionary and humanistic. These are the lenses I come through on this particular channel. And that is important to know because if you're listening and looking for a Hellenistic reading, you're not going to find it here. These are the two lenses that I practice. Now, we are going to be breaking down this week and everything is in the description box down below. So if you want to go to a particular date and see what's going on for you at that time, you can just click down there and check it out. So make sure you make use of the description box that also has all of my classes, all of that good kind of stuff, okay? Oh, and speaking of, I'm so excited. Speaking of classes, my 5-day YouTube challenge starts again at the end of April on the 27th. And let me tell you what, it is fantastic. We do this live. So if you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel or you've got a YouTube channel that is going and it's not getting the views you want, you don't understand how YouTube is built to work in your business plan to not only help you get your message and make the impact you want to, but also for it to be a financially viable resource for you, joining the 5-day challenge is great. You get live feedback from me. You're in a community with other people and we meet live. It's such a good time. So if that is you, you're looking to YouTube, you definitely want to join this challenge. And the link to that is in the description box down below. All right. And if you need further business help, I'm actually going to be teaching a business series with OPA, the Organization for Professional Astrology. And I'll put all the information for that in the description box down below. That meets once a month. So listen, if you are looking to grow your astrological practice, if you do song bowls, if you do whatever it is that you do, I am a strong business person and I have managed to make a very, very good, beautiful life in this field. So if you'd like help, I would love to offer that to you. Okay, all of that plus all the astrology goodies are in the description box down below, except for the things that are up in our cosmic sky this week. So kicking off this week, looking at this energy of Monday, Monday is just potent. It just is. It's got this very fiery eclipse happening in the vibration of Aries. But I want to keep in mind here as well that we've got Chiron in the mix. And we've also got Mercury retrograde at the time that this eclipse is happening. So it's really an energy, of looking back. There's a lot of review or going back over your own thought process. And one of the thought processes that I think is particularly helpful here on Monday to remember is that Mercury's flipped backwards, looking back at the way that your mind has worked, the way that you've been impulsive, the way that you've been impatient, the things that you were willing to fight for or make decisions about before, right? And now you're looking back at it, but you're looking back at it with healed eyes. You're just not the person you were 10 years ago. You're not even the person that you were a year ago after Chiron's done a lot of this work. So you're really looking back at your own thinking that got you into the life that you're living today with different eyes. Now, maybe what you're seeing is quite painful, or maybe what you're seeing feels like a relief, but just know that you're looking back at yourself, your body, your finances, pick a thing, pick a department of life, right? You're going to want to look into your own particular chart and see where this 19 degrees of Aries is at, and see what it is that you're looking back. And you also want to look back at where 27 degrees of Aries is at to see, where that's happening in your chart as well, because that's what you're looking back on. But so Mercury has us looking back at our minds. How did we get here? And then the eclipse has us going, but I have the courage to change because I am different today. I am willing to be taught something different. I'm willing to have a different money mindset. I'm willing to have a different fitness or diet mindset, or, you know, whatever the area is for you. So I do have the courage to change at this particular eclipse. Now, if you want to know even more about that eclipse, make sure you check out my new moon solar eclipse in Aries video. I'll make sure it is at the end of the video, as well as my video on how to actually find this in your chart, okay? And remember, if you're looking for a lunation or you're looking for any aspect that is happening in your chart as we talk about it astrologically, and you're like, Stormie, I found it, but I'm still not sure what the hell to do with that thing. What does it mean? You can always head over to my website at stormiegrace.com, where the free encyclopedia is up there, right? The astrological encyclopedia is ready for you, laying out the different placements and what you can expect from that particular energy. And then, of course, you can always just get a reading, which I would love to see you in as well. All right, so Monday is going to be a lot of vibration, a lot of energy. But as we continue to get through the day, we have the eclipse. The energy hits, it sets massive change in motion. Even if you don't see on Monday that you're like, yes, new Monday, new me. Okay, right? That may not be the feeling, but massive events are set into change. Now, really flashing back to October 2023 and October 2022, where we saw a little bit of vibrational movement in this energy, you can see things that are trying and attempting to move themselves forward. So make sure you look back in your chart as well. But after that, several hours after that, and heading towards Tuesday, we are going to see the moon step into a void of course position. So this is our first indicator in the week to breathe again, the big breath, to rest. All of this, not to mention, if you are following anything on social media, okay, you're seeing you're being bombarded with how big this eclipse is, all of these other things. Should you watch this? Should you watch this? So there's a lot of energy going on a daily basis. So heading into the void of course time is your time to rest, put everything down, turn it off. Can you turn your phone off? Can you be at peace with your nervous system without picking up your phone, without doing something else? Can you just be at peace, right? So your void of course times that you get, many of them every week, are an opportunity for you to practice checking in also on your body, on your nervous system, and on your peace and your relationship with rest, okay? Just after that, as we're traveling here into Tuesday, we are going to see that the moon gets into the vibration of Taurus. Now, this is nice because it's a little bit, don't let me say a little bit, it's a bit more steady. Okay, in fiery Aries energy, there is a go. And Monday with the eclipse and all these other things, it can feel like there's this burning, like in the pit of you, where you're like, I need to do something. I need to leap. I need to make this decision right now. And really, we're still in a period of wait and learning to be with the burn without burning out and without making impulsive decisions. But on Tuesday, some of that energy dissipates and it becomes more Taurian. We've got grounded earth here, right? So anything that, maybe you were initiating, you were working on Monday, hopefully it was an old project that you initiated working on again to bring it to a close. Taurus is going to bring a calm the hell down kind of energy to the table, and it's easier to be. I also think that because Taurus is grounded earth ruled by Venus, right? It's a more receptive energy. So it's a great day for you to practice, because when it's always get, I gotta do, the level of anxiety that's also attached to that can be really high. But learning about your relationship with receptivity, how do you receive? This is going to be really particularly useful. Now, we are going to see on Tuesday as well that we've got the moon here in a square. We've got the moon here in a square with Pluto. Okay, so the moon squaring Pluto, this can go one of two ways. Really, the energy itself can feel like something is there, something is pushing against you, or I need to do something. And because this is a fixed square, as they're dynamically working with each other, it can be like this has felt like it's stuck for a really long time and I can't seem to get it to move, or I'm feeling under pressure to make a change or change my mind about this, right? So this can be energy that has that kind of feeling. Now, to the good of it, it puts you in a position where you are, deeply emotionally researching what's going on. Where have I been destructive? Where does this need to die off? Where has somebody got me like resentful or afraid? And instead of trying to push outward and blame it on something or someone else, I'm coming in to go, okay, wait a minute. I have a damn opportunity to transform my thinking and my wholesale being here with this. What is going on? How do I change the story by seeing the story from a more inside place? Because it's a long-term story. It's a fixed energy. These are fixed energies. So this is a long-term story. But this is an aspect that is an opportunity, to the good, to eliminate bad behavior, eliminate the story, eliminate what doesn't need to be here anymore, and make space for this really beautiful transformation. Now, Pluto is still Pluto. Okay, so coming against the moon like this, any place that you're finding that you have that emotional power struggle, especially with things having to do with family, since the moon does rule our lunar system, which is our family system, or partnerships. What's going on in your own home, to include, I think, in partnerships, what's going on with you and whatever you call a higher power, whatever you call your higher self, whatever you lean into to know that you are genuinely safe, held, and protected in the arms of the universe. Where is there potentially a power struggle here? Because you have an opportunity to have secrets revealed that you're like, oh, I didn't realize I was holding on to this so much. I didn't realize I was making things so much harder than they needed to be. I didn't realize this was going on with my husband, my mother, my child, and they've been struggling so much, and I can help relieve a little bit of their burden. So it's really a very dynamic day with that particular energy on the table to be helpful and to be a guide, I think, as well. So enjoy that on Tuesday. Definitely let me know what Tuesday ends up looking like for you, because it's a lot of really potent energy here. You can feel a little frustrated, but ultimately there's a lot of change on the other side. Now on Wednesday, we've still got the moon traveling through really steady Taurus, and so we've got that vibration, but the moon is going to now start to come in conversation and pass over and create conjunction with both Jupiter and Uranus. Now a moon-Jupiter combination is just absolutely divine. It can feel really, really big though, right? That's the challenge is that it can just feel really, really big. You're like, listen, I'm willing to forgive them all. I forgive them all. I'm taking on the whole world. Everything is good. So there can be this emotionally steady, expansive place, but I also think that it can be a really hopeful place where you're understanding that in terms of what you value, right? Value, Taurus energy, what you value means something more deeply to you. It is built from a place where there is an emotional attachment to it. There's a place where you're like, I want to be happy. I want to be free. I want to be content. I want to have an easier time in my life. I want to be able to socialize. I want to, right? There's a lot of ease, but there is growth that has to be attached to that ease that comes with it. But while we're doing all of this other growing with these other aspects that are in the sky with the eclipse energy, I do feel like the moon-Jupiter connection is like a little oasis. It's a moment to just also be like, where have I done things really well? And today I'm going to do some things that I love. I'm going to be around people that I love, even if it means that I only do it for 10 minutes, right? I am going to dip into my feminine energy, and I'm going to be easy with the world around me. It's a really beautiful opportunity to experience that. Now, quite to the other side, we're going to see later that the moon comes into conversation here with Uranus. Okay, so the moon Uranus, this is spicy. This is a little exciting. It can bring emotional excitability, of course, to the table. So first of all, it could be, sometimes you have to have a breakdown before you have a breakthrough. I believe that so fully. I talk about that on this channel quite a bit. So this could definitely be that. You're having your breakdown before you get to your breakthrough, which is dual part, right? I mean, listen, the ugly crying days, the so entirely frustrated before you go, okay, I surrender. I would rather be led by the universe than drugged by the universe. Like, these moments are not us in our most graceful. Your lipstick doesn't look good. Your hair is on the side of your face. It's not sexy, but it's useful. So I want us to all remember that, because trust me, we're in Taurus energy. So trying to look good and save your ass in your face at the same time is something that's really very real, but it's not particularly useful. So just remember that here, this is a great energy to also break out of whatever needs to be broken out of. It's an old routine, an old behavior, an old set of thinking. Sometimes with Taurus energy, the thing that needs to be broken out of, and I think the moon can coerce Taurus to do it a little bit more, is maybe you've got stagnation within your body as well. So Wednesday is a very good day to be content, be easy, try to move or try to be just a little bit differently. And this can look like something very easy. Go into a store, walk, move the body, get the energy moving in the body, all that kapha energy of Taurus, right? And go into a store that you've never been into before just because it's neat to visit it. Take a chance, take a risk, do something that is just out of your norm, but be easy with it. It's not a great day, I would think, to try to spend being really isolated and detached from love, from worthiness, from looking back over your journey and realizing how well you've done and how far you've come. I don't think that it's a great day to do that. So if you find yourself in that space, try to find some video, cats with cucumbers, chickens becoming friends with dogs, whatever it is that is something happy and can bring that sense of ease into your world, into your space, okay? Now, we've also got, later on in the day, we've got Mars coming into this conversation with Saturn. They're going to come into a conjunction with one another. Now, Mars, Saturn together, this can be the archetypically, we say that Saturn's the parent, Mars is the child, right? And so as they have these cosmic dances with each other, you get the cosmic dance of these two energies. However, Mars and Saturn coming into this conjunction with each other on Wednesday is also very disciplined. You can be focused, you can be getting something done, because change does not happen. People change because of people. So if there's something that is hard or something that you've learned and you can help someone with, share it, because people change because of people. But people don't just change if there's no discipline as well, right? That's what creates this freedom. Discipline creates freedom, and that is not more contained than here in this Mars-Saturn energy. So on the rest of your day on Wednesday, remember, you've got this really focused energy on being disciplined, on doing something, on being right on this particular road. Now, what I don't think that Mars-Saturn on Wednesday is a great day to do is don't go to war. Don't start the war. If you start the war, as Mars moves on and gets off of Saturn, you may not be the victor at the end of it. There is a great energy or a great potential with Mars Saturn here to get, you're so focused that if something doesn't go your way, you can have a reaction and you get resentful, or you're revenge is a choice you have to make. And it can get really resentful really, really quickly. So instead, use this energy to be focused on, where do you want to go? Spiritually, this is Piscean energy. Spiritually, where do you want to go? What do you want to let go of in order to be able to go? Mars, take action and move something forward. Now, something else that I would just want to point out here is that sometimes when we're dealing with Mars, Saturn, it's not so much that it is your behavior or your reaction that is garnering attention. It's that, remember, we're all under these transits together. So someone else could as equally be having a bad day and they're coming towards you, right? They're bringing their BS over to your side of the street. And I'm telling you, if you need to stay home on Wednesday night going into Thursday, enjoy and love on everybody all day long. And then if you need to go and stay by yourself on Wednesday night, it might be fine, because it's just an energy where not everybody in the world is going to be feeling the most sane and the most grounded. So you want to be as constructive and creative as you can be and use the energies well, because you're here studying your astrology, because someone else out there absolutely is not. And it will be the day and the time and the moment where they're going to try and get your goat, like the world will try to get your goat. Okay. All right. Now, when we move into Thursday, we've got the moon still in Taurus, but getting ready to go into Gemini. There's a little bit of a void of course space, but then the moon goes into Gemini. So for the next 2.5 days, you need to talk about everything that you saw under the Mars Saturn. And likely in the world, Mars and Saturn are triggering each other. So in the mundane world, we'll likely have plenty to talk about in terms of things, especially things that are going on in water or secrets that come to the table. So there'll probably be a lot going on in the internet as well. But for you, using this moon in Gemini, time to speak, talk about what's going on, share information, gather new information, bring new information in. Now, remember that the ruling planet of Gemini is Mercury, and it is retrograde in Aries, which is great because that actually sits sextile. So it's comfortable. But Mercury is still retrograde. So you may also just be talking up the things from the past in order to be able to see them, hopefully by the 25th, in a new light. I actually do think so too, that here on Thursday, if you're talking about something in the past, or you've been talking about, or you're talking through something you've been working on, you actually start to find some solution Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And it's like, oh, this is how I handle this, or, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that that was an option for me to take on. So I think that Thursday, Friday, Saturday are solution-oriented weeks where you get some information, and the anxiety around not having the information also drops down. Now, we're also going to see here on Thursday that the moon, this is a nice connection with Pluto here. So as the moon is in this connection with Pluto, this is about mid-morning time. It is a great time to sit down and do anything that has to do with astrology, the occult, the mysteries, rituals, psychology, any of that kind of things. Sometimes when it's a moon-Pluto conjunction, this sounds really weird, but watching any of those things that have to do with probing questions, aliens, deep state, any of that kind of stuff can actually be like, you can receive it differently, and there may lie your hidden answer to what you were looking for. But this is still the moon, so likely you hold the keys to the answer to a lot of your own challenges that are coming up, or a lot of your own information. Okay, because Mercury is still retrograde, the other thing I was thinking of is that you may be going back over previous philosophies that you had in your life, where you're like, I absolutely believe this. This has guided my life. And you really have a revelation, because then Mercury comes Cazimi with the sun, okay? So when there's a Mercury Sun Cazimi, it's like new blessings, new information are born of it, okay? It's just like, I've just burned a new idea into you. And once an idea, typically for humans, I think, gets burned into us, we live it out for a very, very long time. So what is what's the wise information that's being burned into your soul or into your consciousness here as we're traveling Thursday, Friday, and Saturday? What can you see? What can you see differently? Bring meditation in if this is something that works for you. Now, keep in mind, we also had a Mercury Cazimi in February, and we're not done having them. So the new ideas, the new inspiration is not done coming to us. We'll see it again in June, we'll see it in August, we'll see it in September, we'll see it in December. So this is not your last chance to catch the good idea bus or anything like that, okay? All right, now when we get to Friday actually looks relatively quiet, probably because you're playing out all of the solutions from Thursday. But then when we get to Saturday, we're going to step back into a void, of course, moon time early in the daytime. So if you're up early morning between, let's say, 8 and 11 time, mountain time, if you're awake at those times, it's void, of course. So just let the energy drop, let it settle, be easy, take a nice slow coming into the day, or whatever is ease for you. Then we will see the moon move into the vibration of Cancer. Okay, so now we've left chitty chatty Gemini, and we're talking about everything and our feelings and who are you and how are you and all of this good news. And now we move into Cancer, and it's like, okay, hold on. I want to be nurtured. I want to feel like I've got a little bit of love going. I want to feel like I've got a bit of ease. going. I want to, maybe I feel protective or defensive about something, and you're paying attention to where that's coming up. But more than anything, as the moon gets into Cancer, the need to nurture and to check in on yourself, where you need to start. Cancer is a cardinal energy. Where do you need to start a new cycle of nurturing yourself or nurturing your feelings, checking in with your feelings, nurturing something around you? What also in your home space do you need to do this once every 30-day check-in on in terms of security? What makes you feel secure? Does it make you feel secure to prep meals on Sunday so that you just know you have food all week and you're not having to worry about it? You know, is it washing the window seals? Is it what makes you feel like you have genuine nurturing and security in your home? Because as we travel into Sunday and we take this Cancerian energy, we're actually going to see Cancer come into just a little bit more of a stressful conversation. It's a cardinal square with Venus in Aries, okay? So this is they don't like this. Now, the moon in Cancer and Venus typically all like each other. But we have like such a fury energy of all of the eclipse, all of the Aries season, all of this that has happened. So it can feel a little bit more demanding. Sunday can feel like you are demanding things around you, or people are demanding them from you. And what they're demanding likely is safety, security, dependability, and affection. Okay, it's almost like, you know, it's not necessarily rational, but there is like this need of like, okay, I just need to be loved. I just need to be held. I just want to bring that into my space, but it may be coming from you or at you in a more demanding way. So just remember here, be grounded, be rooted to the best of your ability. You know, look at this and say, what is it in me that does feel like I need a little bit of affection? What is it in me that feels like maybe I'm a little bit lonely? Where can I compromise on things to have more security, have more affection, you know, in my life? Where am I connecting with my loved ones and my family, or just whoever I call family that I do love? Where's the last time I connected with them and let them love on me? When's the last time I was just, you know, one among many, instead of being the person who it always has to be about me, it always has to be love on me and my needs, right? Where is it? Where am I actually opening up to let love come in to and on to me as well? And I think that this is a really great thing to think about as well. You know, if you've been having this experience where you're like, I feel like the universe does not want me to have love, it wants me to die single, I feel like the universe does not want me to have abundance, or I don't understand the awareness that is available in my life around finances, around health, around these kinds of things, astrology can be particularly useful, because sometimes where this is coming from is a blocked Venus. Something is trapped in your vibration of receptivity. And if that is you, if you've been having this experience and you're feeling particularly alone about it, like what else can I do, or I feel stuck, please take my Venus Reset course. We go in, we take Venus with us to clear out your sacred pelvic bowl. And I'm telling you, there are stories from your past, the good and the bad, that are probably stuck in your energetic vibration, and you can use astrology to help yourself untangle it, release it, and call those things in. And then this place of identifying, okay, this is where I've been feeling lonely, whether it's friends, whether it's lovers, whether it's, you know, finances, whether it's just a wholeness within your own being. You feel like you've been lost in yourself. This can be an absolute callback and make this transition easier. You can give forgiveness where you've been denying it, or where you didn't know you were holding it hostage, especially to yourself. So I think that it is an energetic, let me say that, it's an energetic week, but there's also a week here that is available for a lot of ease, a lot of learning, and a lot of love. So I want you to make sure you take care of yourselves. Please reach into the description box down below. Not only get your timestamps, get the Venus Reset course. If you have been struggling, please do not struggle by yourself anymore. The course is built just for you. Love to see you in the YouTube challenge. Plus, if there's any other way that I can be of service to you, from sessions to writings to things like that, I have made it all available to be there, to love on you, to love into you, in the description box down below. Beautiful friends, I love you. Go check out this video next, which is about the solar eclipse that's coming on the 8th. And also make sure you check out that video on how to find the active transits in your chart. And if you are just like, Stormie, listen, I know all of that, make sure you check out my conversation with my teacher, Stephen Forrest, where we talk about the second Saturn return. All right, I love you, and I'll see you next week. Bye.